responsibility as his mother to make sure the environment he's going into is good.
Duh.
So then why aren't you going to her?
And
You
I
should have
do
been in
that.
that house. You should have been talking to her. It's not her responsibility.
What if the calm before the storm in the love and hip-hop universe was just an illusion? What if behind those red carpet smiles and picture-perfect posts, a secret was quietly tearing everything apart? Well, that's exactly what fans are whispering after Tasha K dropped a bombshell that no one saw coming. According to the latest viral talk, Jasmine, yes, the same Jasmine who once tried to keep her distance from Mendeecees' circle, is allegedly expecting his baby, all while Yandy has been proudly showing off their unbreakable bond on social media. Now, before we jump to conclusions, let's be clear, these are just claims surfacing online. But the timing, the cryptic posts, and the sudden tension between Yandy and Mendeecees have everyone asking the same question. What's really going on behind closed doors? Tasha K's reveal didn't just spark gossip. It ignited a wildfire. Screenshots, voice notes, and emotional live sessions have turned this rumor into one of the most explosive scandals in recent love and hip-hop history. So, buckle up, because tonight, we're diving deep into the shocking claims, the emotional fallout, and the messy triangle that's shaking reality TV to its core. The night Tasha K went live, social media went completely silent for a moment, as if everyone was holding their breath, waiting for what she would say next. She started slow, teasing her viewers with that signature smirk, saying she had some tea so hot it might break the internet. And when she finally said the words, the chat exploded. Jasmine, Mendeecees. It was the kind of reveal that nobody could prepare for. Not even the most die-hard fans who've seen every twist in love and hip-hop history. The comments flooded in, people tagging Yandy, people pulling up old clips, people trying to connect dots that maybe weren't even there. Tasha claimed she'd received exclusive messages from a close friend of Jasmine's who allegedly spilled everything. She didn't show faces, but she dropped enough hints that made everyone believe something big was brewing behind the scenes. According to her, Jasmine and Mendeecees had been in contact for months, quietly reconnecting after running into each other at an event in Atlanta. Nothing serious at first, just casual talk. But things supposedly escalated after a few late-night conversations turned emotional. And that's when fans started asking, could this be true? Yandy, known for keeping her cool, suddenly posted a quote on her Instagram story saying, "The real always comes to light, even when the fake tries to hide." People immediately connected the dots. The comment sections went wild, saying she was throwing shade, while others begged her to stay strong. It didn't help that Mendeecees had been unusually quiet online, skipping interviews and avoiding questions that he'd normally laugh off. As the gossip grew, fans began digging up old footage, pointing out every time Jasmine's name was mentioned. They replayed scenes from years ago, noting the chemistry that maybe everyone ignored back then. Clips resurfaced showing Jasmine looking away awkwardly whenever Yandy was mentioned, and some fans swore they saw something deeper in her eyes, like regret or unfinished emotions. In the following days, Jasmine's social media went private. That only added fuel to the fire. Bloggers speculated that she was trying to hide from the attention, while others said she was avoiding questions about her alleged pregnancy. Then came the photos, grainy screenshots of her seen at a restaurant wearing an oversized hoodie. Nothing confirmed, but enough to make fans whisper louder. One fan tweeted, "She's glowing like she's expecting. Y'all can't tell me otherwise." By now, the story had taken on a life of its own. Yandy's supporters flooded her comments with love, calling her the real queen and the wife who held it down. But behind that online show of support, there was a strange silence from the couple themselves. No joint posts, no date night pictures, no birthday tributes. Even people close to them seemed distant. Rumors say Yandy confronted Mendeecees privately, not in anger, but confusion. Allegedly, she wanted the truth, not from the internet, but from the man she trusted. A source close to the couple claimed their talk was tense, filled with pauses and tears. Mendeecees supposedly denied the pregnancy. Rumor but admitted that he'd spoken to Jasmine on a few. occasions about unfinished business. That phrase, unfinished business, became the headline for nearly every gossip site the next day. Tasha K wasn't done, though. 2 nights later, she went live again, saying she had receipts. She claimed to have voice notes that hinted at emotional messages exchanged between Mendeecees and Jasmine. She didn't play them fully, but said the tone alone told a story. Fans begged her to drop the clips, but she only said, "Trust me, when the time's right, y'all will hear everything." Her audience believed her because she's known to stir things up, but rarely back down when she smells scandal. As more bloggers joined the conversation, it became impossible to ignore. One blogger claimed to have seen Jasmine at a clinic, while another said Mendeecees' team had been calling around trying to do damage control. Nothing was confirmed, but the story was spinning so fast that even a denial wouldn't have slowed it down. Everyone wanted answers, but nobody had proof. Friends of Yandy started speaking indirectly. One posted, "Loyalty doesn't mean much when temptation keeps knocking." Another wrote, "When you build a home, make sure everyone inside deserves a key." Those cryptic messages didn't name names, but the timing said it all. Yandy herself started appearing more withdrawn in her stories. Less glam, more reflection. She'd post from her living room, candles lit, no music playing, just silence. Fans commented things like, "We see your pain and stay strong, queen." Meanwhile, Jasmine was nowhere to be seen. A few people claimed she'd been spotted out of town, staying with a cousin to avoid the chaos. Someone even said she was consulting her lawyer after receiving threats online. It was turning darker than anyone expected. Through it all, Mendeecees tried to act normal. He appeared in a short clip for a podcast, smiling and saying, "People always want to tear families apart." But viewers noticed how uncomfortable he looked. His hands kept fidgeting, his eyes rarely met the camera, and his laugh felt forced. Comments poured in, some saying he was guilty, others defending him as being misunderstood. One evening, a clip surfaced of Yandy talking with a close friend in a parking lot, visibly upset. She wasn't yelling, but her body language said everything. She paced back and forth, shaking her head, covering her face. The video went viral in minutes. People captioned it, "When loyalty hurts the most." Bloggers replayed it in slow motion, analyzing every gesture like it was a movie scene. The story by now wasn't just about betrayal, it was about heartbreak, confusion, and reputation. The couple who'd built their brand on loyalty and growth were suddenly at the center of a storm that questioned everything. Whether it was true or not, the damage was already done. Followers started choosing sides, hashtags began trending, and everyone waited for someone, anyone, to tell the truth. As the days passed, the tension refused to fade. Yandy stopped posting. Jasmine remained silent. Mendeecees appeared at a family event, but without his usual charm. He stood at the back, avoiding cameras, forcing smiles. The people who once saw them as the symbol of black love on reality TV were now whispering that even the strongest love can break when secrets start surfacing. And just when it seemed the noise might die down, Tasha hinted that part 2 of her exclusive was coming soon, and that it would shock everyone who still thinks this is a rumor. That one statement sent the internet into overdrive again, and everyone braced for what could come next. The moment Tasha teased her so-called second drop, the internet went up in flames. People stayed up all night refreshing her page, waiting for the next live. Fans were torn between disbelief and curiosity. Some said she was chasing views, others swore she had something real. But by the time she finally went live again, nearly 300,000 people were watching. She started off calm, almost too calm, sipping her drink and letting the suspense build before saying, "Y'all thought it ended there? Baby, this story just started." She claimed Jasmine had been in contact with someone close to Yandy's inner circle, not to confess, but to vent. According to Tasha, the messages revealed that Jasmine felt cornered, that she never meant for things to go this far. One alleged message read, "I didn't plan this. I didn't even think he'd respond." Fans went wild. Tasha never said Mendeecees' name directly, but everyone knew who she was implying. And when she added, "One person's silence speaks louder than 10 denials," the audience went silent. Meanwhile, screenshots began circulating showing an old photo of Jasmine wearing what looked like the same bracelet Mendeecees had been seen wearing in a past episode. Fans blew up the comments, creating theories that made everything look deeper than it probably was. The internet has a way of connecting dots, even when there aren't any. But this time, the dots seemed to draw a painful picture. Inside their home, things weren't the same. Those close to Yandy said she'd stopped filming for a few days, turning down producers who wanted her reaction on camera. Apparently, she told them, "This isn't a storyline. This is my life." Mendeecees, on the other hand, seemed desperate to keep things calm, asking people not to talk, trying to shield their kids from the chaos. But it's hard to stay silent when the world's whispering your name. Friends who'd been at their recent family gathering described the tension as thick, enough to cut with a knife. People said Yandy didn't smile once. She stayed polite but distant, answering questions with short replies. Mendeecees tried to lighten the mood, but even his mother noticed how distracted he was, while the couple tried to handle things privately. Jasmine was reportedly staying off-grid. According to a gossip forum, she'd been seen leaving a doctor's office late in the evening with a hood over her head. The photo was blurry, yet it set off another wave of speculation. Fans were now convinced the pregnancy rumor wasn't just smoke. They believed there was fire. Bloggers, sensing the public's obsession, began competing to break the next exclusive. One claimed that Jasmine had received a message from someone using a fake account, warning her to stay quiet before things get ugly. Others said she was ready to come forward but was being pressured not to. Everyone had a version of the truth, but no one had proof. Mendeecees' close friend spoke up in an interview, saying people love to twist things. He's not perfect, but he wouldn't do that to Yandy. Not after everything they've been through. It sounded convincing, but the internet didn't buy it. The damage was done. Perception had already shaped the story before facts ever had a chance. Meanwhile, Tasha continued hinting that more was coming, saying she'd received a mysterious email from someone claiming to be closer to the situation than anyone thinks. She didn't reveal details, only saying, "The story behind the story is always darker." That one line sent chills through viewers and reignited the frenzy all over again. Yandy single quotes as silence started to speak volumes. She posted a single black heart emoji on her story. No caption, no explanation. The post hit 1 million views within hours, with fans debating its meaning. Some said it symbolized strength, others said it was heartbreak. Everyone had an opinion, but only Yandy knew what she really meant. A week later, Love and Hip Hop producers reportedly reached out to both Mendeecees and Yandy, hoping to address the rumors in an upcoming reunion special. Sources said Yandy refused, saying she wasn't going to feed gossip with more gossip. Mendeecees, however, seemed torn. Insiders said he wanted to go on record to clear his name, but his publicist warned him that silence might be safer. In the meantime, Jasmine's name kept trending. People dissected her old posts, trying to read hidden messages between captions. One of her older quotes resurfaced. "Sometimes love doesn't die, it just waits for the right moment." Though posted months before the rumors, fans were sure it was connected. Her comment section turned chaotic, with thousands of people accusing her, defending her, or begging her to speak. And then came the video. A blurry clip leaked to a gossip page showing Jasmine and a man who looked like Mendeecees sitting in a car late at night. The man's face wasn't clear, but the build, the voice, the chain, fans swore it was him. The clip lasted only 10 seconds, but it was enough to blow up the internet again. Within minutes, hashtags started trending. Hashtag Mendeecees exposed. Hashtag justice for Yandy. Hashtag Jasmine knows. Still, there was no confirmation. People debated whether the video was real or edited. Tech-savvy users slowed it down, zoomed in, ran filters. Everyone became an online detective. Even some of Yandy's celebrity friends subtly commented on the situation. One said the devil works hard, but clout works harder. Another wrote, "Not everything that glitters is loyal." As the clip gained traction, Mendeecees finally broke his silence, not with a statement, but with a live video. He appeared serious, saying, "Y'all gotta stop believing everything you hear. I'm not entertaining lies. Me and my family are good." He didn't mention Jasmine by name, didn't address Tasha K directly, didn't confirm or deny the rumors about a pregnancy. His tone was defensive, not reassuring. Fans split in two. Some applauded his calm, others called it avoidance. Yandy, however, wasn't seen or heard from during his live. Fans flooded her page with comments asking if she believed him. No reply. Her absence only deepened the mystery. Even people who'd never followed the show were now invested. Turning this rumor into a cultural event, behind the cameras, producers reportedly debated how to handle the growing chaos. Some wanted to turn it into a storyline for next season, while others said it was too personal. Whatever they decided, they knew one thing: this scandal had taken a life of its own. The next morning, Tasha posted a cryptic tweet that read, "The story y'all think you know is missing one major piece. Stay tuned." Once again, the world held its breath, waiting for the next explosion. As Tasha's tweet spread like wildfire, people started speculating about what that one major piece could be. Everyone had theories. Some thought she had DNA results. Others believed Jasmine had confessed privately. The suspense was unbearable. Gossip blogs turned the situation into a countdown, teasing that something bigger than the first reveal was about to drop. Even people who didn't normally follow celebrity drama were now tuned in, curious about what would happen next. 3 nights later, Tasha went live again. This time her tone was colder, almost serious. She didn't start with laughter or jokes. Instead, she looked straight at the camera and said, "The truth always finds a way out, even when people try to bury it." She claimed she had spoken directly to someone close to Jasmine, not a friend, but family. According to her, Jasmine was emotionally drained and feeling trapped by all the attention. Tasha said the family member confirmed that Jasmine had confided in them about a complicated situation involving Mendeecees. The live chat exploded with comments. Some viewers begged for proof. Others were convinced this was the confirmation they'd been waiting for. Tasha didn't stop there. She began describing what she called evidence, mentioning emotional text messages that hinted at an affair and one message supposedly referring to taking responsibility, blurred out names, and didn't show screenshots. But her description alone sent fans into a frenzy. People began reposting snippets of her live everywhere, each caption more dramatic than the last dot. Back in Atlanta, Yandy's world was spinning. Insiders said she had started limiting her circle, trusting only a few close friends. One of them allegedly said Yandy broke down in tears after hearing Tasha's latest claims, saying, "I'm tired of being strong for everyone." The same source said she'd been spending more time alone, journaling and praying, trying to make sense of what was real and what was just noise. Mendeecees, on the other hand, appeared determined to move like nothing was wrong. He was spotted at a charity event, greeting fans, smiling, taking pictures, but those who were there described his smile as hollow. The usual warmth in his eyes was gone. At one point, someone shouted from the crowd, "Is it true?" And his expression reportedly froze for a split second before he walked away. That clip, caught on someone's phone, spread across social media instantly. People slowed it down, replayed it frame by frame, analyzing every second as if it were a movie. Comments ranged from "he looked guilty" to "he's just tired of lies." Nobody could agree, but everyone had something to say. Meanwhile, Jasmine finally broke her silence, not with a statement, but through a short post on her story. It read, "People believe what they want, but I owe no one my truth." Just 12 words, yet they carried the weight of the entire scandal. Within minutes, her name was trending again. The post disappeared within hours, but screenshots had already flooded the internet. Some took it as confirmation, others as denial. Nobody knew what she truly meant, and that mystery only made people more obsessed. Tasha returned once more, claiming that Jasmine's post was a response to her own live. She teased that there was more she hadn't revealed out of respect. She also hinted that she had been contacted by someone from Mendeecees' camp, asking her to tone it down. That statement alone sparked a whole new storm, with fans arguing whether Tasha was being silenced or just stirring more drama. Friends of the couple reportedly tried to step in, arranging a private sit-down between Yandy and Mendeecees. Sources said it wasn't easy. At first, Yandy refused, saying, "I have nothing to talk about until I see the truth with my own eyes." But eventually, she agreed. The meeting was said to be emotional, filled with long silences, tears, and a few raised voices. Mendeecees denied everything again, insisting the rumors were nothing but lies created to break their home. He told her, "I've made mistakes before, but this ain't one of them." The conversation, however, didn't bring closure. Those close to Yandy said she walked away from it looking more confused than before. One friend said she wanted to believe him, but the timing, the silence, the energy, it all felt off. By now, fans had turned the situation into a full-blown investigation. They were digging into timelines, cross-checking old posts, comparing dates and outfits, even creating side-by-side videos to prove their theories. One viral post claimed Jasmine had attended an event the same weekend Mendeecees was, supposedly in Miami, but eagle-eyed fans noticed a reflection in one of her photos that looked suspiciously like his watch. It wasn't proof, but it didn't need to be. It was enough to keep the fire alive through it all. Yandy remained composed in public. She continued attending charity events, smiling for cameras, acting like nothing had changed. But those who knew her could tell the sparkle was gone. Her captions became shorter, her tone more somber. One day she posted a photo with the caption, "Sometimes love means walking away quietly." It sent the internet into chaos again. Everyone asked the same question. Had she finally given up? Producers reportedly begged her to share her side on camera, offering her control over how the narrative was told. But she refused. She said she didn't want to give pain a platform. Still, the cameras kept rolling. Fans speculated that her silence was being saved for the next season, that she'd eventually confront the issue on dash screen. Then came the curveball nobody expected. A leaked message began circulating online, an alleged DM between Jasmine and a friend saying she was not keeping anything. People took it as a sign she was ending the pregnancy rumor once and for all. But even that caused confusion. Some said it meant she wasn't pregnant at all. Others said it meant she'd made a painful decision. Every interpretation only added another layer of speculation. Tasha reacted quickly, saying on her live that she didn't believe the message was real. "People fake receipts all the time," she said. "But this story ain't over, y'all. Trust me." She promised that something bigger than all the rumors combined was coming soon. By this point, the story had escaped everyone's control. What started as a whisper had turned into a global spectacle. Media outlets that never covered reality TV were now reporting on it. Late-night hosts made jokes, reaction videos flooded YouTube, and podcasts dedicated entire episodes to breaking down the timeline. Yandy, Mendeecees, and Jasmine had become the center of a story that blurred the line between truth and entertainment. And just as the frenzy seemed to reach its peak, one of Tasha's moderators claimed that the next reveal would involve proof from someone inside the family. The internet lost its mind. Nobody knew what that meant. But everyone knew one thing: the next few days were about to change everything too. Days after Tasha's moderator hinted at proof from inside the family, the internet felt like it was holding its breath again. Gossip pages started dropping hints that something major was coming. And one of them even claimed they had seen a preview of what Tasha was about to release. By now, even people who didn't care about reality TV were invested, waiting to see if this whole story would finally explode or fizzle out. That evening, just before going live, Tasha posted a short clip with a caption that read, "The truth doesn't need defending." Her voice played faintly in the background, saying, "Receipts don't lie." It was just a 5-second teaser, but that was enough to make her followers flood her live within minutes of it starting. When she appeared on screen, her tone was serious again. But there was something different this time. Less gossip, more intent. She said she had spoken with someone from Mendeecees' extended family. Someone who allegedly confirmed that Jasmine and Mendeecees had been seen together privately more than once in recent months. She repeated that she wasn't claiming anything as fact, just sharing what she'd been told. But her wording was sharp enough to make everyone believe it was real. According to her, the source said the connection between Jasmine and Mendeecees wasn't just a fling, but something that never fully ended. The live chat went insane. People spammed comments like "This is wild. Yandy deserves better," and he played both sides. At the same time, others accused Tasha of spinning stories without proof. But she didn't back down. She added that there were text messages exchanged that she'd seen with her own eyes, saying you can't fake the tone in a message that emotional. Still, she refused to show screenshots, claiming it was out of respect for the people involved. As soon as her live ended, every gossip blog picked it up. Headlines popped up everywhere, each one more dramatic than the last. Fans started speculating that Jasmine might actually have stepped away from social media on purpose because she couldn't handle the pressure. Screenshots emerged of people claiming they'd seen her at a quiet spa outside Atlanta, looking drained and teary-eyed. Others said she was trying to avoid being recognized. While all of this was happening, Mendeecees appeared in a photo posted by a friend, smiling. But the comments section was brutal. People filled it with snake emojis, accusing him of betraying his wife. The post was deleted an hour later, which only made things worse. Everyone began wondering if the friend had removed it under pressure or out of loyalty. Yandy, meanwhile, stayed silent. The more she said nothing, the louder the world got. Even her silence became a statement. One of her friends liked a comment under her last post that said, "Real women don't compete, they walk away." That single like turned into a headline. The blogs ran with it, saying Yandy was done fighting. But nobody really knew. Inside circles close to the couple, there were whispers that producers were pushing for a private sit-down to film between Yandy, Mendeecees, and Jasmine. Allegedly, Jasmine refused, saying she didn't want to be turned into a circus. Mendeecees reportedly agreed to appear only if it was a real conversation, not TV. The reunion didn't happen. But word got out that cameras were rolling again, capturing behind-the-scenes tension for the next season. By this point, fans had stopped asking whether the story was true. They just wanted to see what would happen next. The emotional investment had grown so big that people were choosing sides like it was a movie. Some defended Mendeecees, saying everyone makes mistakes and that social media was blowing things out of proportion. Others sided with Yandy, praising her strength and saying she deserved peace. And then there were those who felt sorry for Jasmine, calling her the other woman caught in a storm she didn't start. As the online noise reached its peak, another twist surfaced, an anonymous post on a popular forum claiming to have proof of Tafar. Everything. The post included blurry screenshots of a text exchange between Jasmine and a contact labeled M. The messages were emotional, filled with words like regret, promise, and please don't shut me out. No one could verify if they were real. But that didn't stop people from believing they were. The post went viral within hours. Tasha addressed it immediately, saying she hadn't released those messages, but that they lined up with what she'd been told. Fans now believe she'd been holding back details to protect her source. She said on live, "I don't make stories, I just reveal the ones people try to hide." Mendeecees' reaction this time was different. Instead of ignoring it, he posted a long caption on his page saying, "Sometimes silence makes people think you're guilty. But I'm not responding to lies anymore. People feed off drama, and I'm not feeding them." He turned off his comments afterward, which again split fans in half. Some saw it as a man protecting his peace. Others saw it as a man hiding from the truth. Rumors spread that Yandy had temporarily moved out of their home. One outlet claimed she'd been staying with a friend, trying to clear her mind. Another claimed she was still in the house but keeping distance from him. A few people even claimed she'd been seen without her ring, though no one could confirm if that was true. Behind all the public noise, one thing became clear. This wasn't just about gossip anymore. It had turned into a story about loyalty, trust, and what fame does to relationships. Fans debated if love could survive this level of public scrutiny. And while everyone waited for someone to tell the truth, the silence from all three Yandy Mendeecees and Jasmine became the loudest part of the story a few nights later. Tasha appeared again, but this time she didn't bring new receipts. Instead, she said, "Sometimes the truth doesn't need to be spoken anymore. It's already been seen." That line alone reignited everything. People began resharing old clips, trying to decode what she meant. Was she implying confirmation? Was she suggesting the rumors were true all along? Nobody knew, but everyone kept talking. And as fans dissected every word, the story that began as a rumor had now transformed into a saga, one that blurred the lines between truth, emotion, and entertainment. Yet deep down, it felt like something even bigger was still waiting to unfold. And just like that, what started as a whisper turned into one of the most talked about sagas in reality TV history. From Tasha K's cryptic lives to Jasmine's silence and Yandy's heartbreak, every moment has kept fans glued to their screens, searching for clues, emotions, and answers that never seem to come. Some believe it's all a misunderstanding, blown out of proportion, while others are convinced the truth has been hiding in plain sight all along. But one thing is certain, this story has changed how fans look at love, loyalty, and the thin line between reality and reality TV. Even now, questions hang heavy in the air. Will Jasmine ever speak her side? Will Mendeecees finally clear the rumors once and for all? And can Yandy truly forgive what the world believes happened behind her back? Nobody knows. The silence from all three of them has become its own mystery, a quiet that feels louder than any confession. And now, it's your turn to weigh in. What do you think really happened behind the scenes? Was this all a setup, a misunderstanding, or something much deeper? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, because we're watching the same storm unfold together. Don't forget to hit that like button if you've been following this wild journey from the start. Subscribe for more deep dives into the latest celebrity chaos. And ring that bell so you don't miss the next twist in this unbelievable story. Because if there's one thing we've learned in the world of love and hip-hop, the drama never truly ends.